welcome back to Let's Play Factorio, where we have hooked up Tier 3 Science, and it's happening. Oh my god. Finally. And we've got robots in a network that will deliver us things. It really is happening, everybody. I never thought I'd see the... well, I've done this before, so, you know. We were probably gonna get here, but... and this system isn't the best, don't worry, I know that, personally. This is a good amount of laser turrets for what we're planning on doing. We can do some turret slow pushes of the enemy, we have done scans. We've located further iron deposits behind enemy fucking bases. I'm glad I got that radar hooked up though, wow. We had power issues. We couldn't just turn on the steam engines, which is unfortunate. Or we couldn't just turn off the steam engines, which is deeply unfortunate. Yes, I'm accumulating a lot of stone bricks. They're important. We're gonna need them to fully make a perimeter wall. I think it's time to finally stop talking about trains and start doing trains. If you know what I'm saying. I think you know. The question is, where do we want our train terminal to be? And honestly, right where the steam engines are seems like a decent place to me. Because I want to make an iron line that hits the various iron pockets, and we can have mining outposts and all that shit. And the first mining line can just go right there to get that little bit of iron. So I think, yeah, like right here, right below the steam engines is where I want the terminal to be. Shit, I'd rather just get rid of this thing, but it's still useful. But one day it won't be. This is where the iron ore is being fed in anyhow. So, like literally here. And there's fuel right here, so this is a decent place to start. And the real way to start your train station is just to fucking start laying track. This will go through wilderness and forest and shit. The first line won't be that long. You'll see. You'll all see. Okay. Yeah, right here, right next to the fucking coal. And you just start laying track. The display helpfully shows you, you know, like where, like what's connected, kind of. And then if we actually make, it's called a diesel locomotive, but it doesn't actually run on diesel yet. It runs on any kind of fuel will do, honestly. We make ourselves a train. Just plop it down wherever, really. Because what we really want is also a train stop. I'm low on resources, so doing this right now was perhaps a bad idea. But yeah, one day we'll run out of this. Even though it's going forever. So, iron's not the most urgent shortage, but we need it. We need steel. Just a big hunk of steel. If you know what I mean. We need at least 2 train stops. Pair of cargo wagons to start us off. Rail signals are something a little different. We won't be needing that for a little while. But to start our network... yeah. It's like, I think our capacitors are, there we go, are like, yeah, I think they're actually called capacitors, but yeah. Trains are cool, they're awesome. First step, you put a train stop, and you can kind of see, if it's on one side, you can see. Right here, the train stop is right here. I have like literally no fuel to put in this damn thing. This isn't really how you're supposed to do it, but the train, you just drive it kind of like a car, except it's on rails. And you can do manual control, but obviously, since this is Factorio, you can also do automated. Set up stops and a schedule and shit. Just like when you tell it to go to the station, here it is. And this is useful for like measuring stuff out. So, right now, I want a single electric mining drill that will supply fuel to this thing full time from this coal deposit, which will pretty much go the entire game. There's an enemy base down there that might not like what we're doing. we'll have to probably complete the perimeter wall. Now, if I was on the new patch, it would actually be easier to handle this because there's actual gates, like mechanized gates that you can have. That's not bad. And see, all we really need is this right here. Just this and a regular inserter. Well, and electricity, but... and an actual connection to the electricity grid. Okay, so there's things we need. But okay, it's going, and then it'll insert fuel into the thing. Trains can hold like 3 full stacks of fuel. That's a lot of fuel. But we can start it working. Maybe get an efficiency module just for this thing, just to help it piss off the biters less. But this is basically the unloading terminal, which means, you know, I should have checked if there was enough room for a loop. I bet you there's not. Because you see, you make, you know, loops and shit. Yeah. Not unless we move this entire steam engine column. So, okay, right here is not a good place. If I was using construction robots, I could... Well, you know what? This thing needed to be loaded with coal anyhow, so this isn't really a giant waste. We know what we're doing. Kind of. This whole thing does sort of need to be moved backwards. Yes, I just picked up a train. The Factorio player character is literally John Freeman. Because, see, you want to make a loop so that your train can, like, you know, turn around and shit. Okay, let me see if I remember how to do this. Alrighty, now we get the very first blue science tech. It's got to be advanced oil processing, which just literally makes your oil processing better. Now see, here we go, here's the track. For a long time I didn't understand railroad tracks. I still kinda don't, but you can sorta get, like, see, it lines up. Getting everything to line up was initially my challenge, because here we go. Now when we fill in the gaps by rotating the track like this, we can make a loop-de-loop and turn around, which is going to be useful. Honestly, it looks like we should go like down here at first. And grab that little bit of iron. That's probably not enough to stop for. But really what I want is for it to pull kind of a weird-ass turn. And to do that, you make loops. We're gonna plow right through this stone. We can harvest the stone eventually, too. The train can make multiple stops and load multiple things in the inventory and shit. I should have my robots do this. Whatever. Actually, no, really, I should have my robots do this, because we're gonna need a path. Alternately, we take the longer path around. No, I think this will be good. Basically, we just want... Yeah, I need the robots to clear a fucking path through the forest. Which would usually entail making another roboport, which would entail getting more of the advanced circuits, which would entail a lot of running back. So while we're here, we can probably make some more walls because they'd be useful. We need the bricks for other things. You can see we're actually going into blue science, like it is going. It's good. In fact, advanced circuits are not the limiting factor, but smart inserters are. Why aren't you making? You need circuits. Why aren't you making circuits? Why aren't you doing the circuit thing? Because it's only getting half of the circuit output here. I'm gonna steal from my own science production. Not all the... well, yes, all the circuits. Also, let's see. Robot... Robot production is using up a lot of advanced circuits, obviously. Fuck it, just give me some plastic and I'll make it on my own and suffer. Copper shortage once again. Actually, we need a shitload of copper. Wow, what happened? Okay, this is gonna be the most painful thing. Now watch as I craft a single fucking roboport. So I guess we can draw some coal from here. Just to get some fuel. So yeah, the system kinda goes. Yeah. It'll be okay. Shouldn't be placing these by hand. Right here is probably, damn it. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just do it my damn self. Beep beep. 3 more. Honestly, over here is a decent spot. For now. I'm sure eventually I'll need to move it. One day we'll be able to run just off the solar panels. So ultimately we had enough accumulators, it's kind of a linked problem, I suppose. Whatever. Okay, so the rail loops here, then goes here. Enemies are testing our defenses down there. Yeah. I know. Use a perimeter wall here and here. Yep, still going down there. Yep. I could do grenades instead. Whatever. All I need is a path through the forest. Preferably as far south as possible. Alright, let's see. Right here looks good. Kinda. Actually, right there. There we go. That looks okay. Just gotta get that to the line. Oh god, is that lined up? Which will be your primary thing that you say when you're trying to build railroads. Still building just one roboport. Eventually handcrafting really is not, you know, you need to not be doing this. You need to not be doing the thing that I'm doing right now. Give me the curved rail. Give me the, there we go. There. Now, straight rail. You see why I picked up more straight rail, because we're using more straight rail than curved. And each bit of curved rail represents a lot of straight rail. Like, it takes more resources to make. I guess railroad track is something you can make in hand. Some people probably do that rather than making the line of special snowflake materials that the damn thing needs. Alright. How much oil are we not much. We'll be fine. What we have uncovered will last us the entire game, pretty much. Right over the copper? You bet. My specialty is covering up copper resources that we could be using. Still making the roboport. Oh yeah. I didn't want to move the ones already in the system. This is a small bit of track, but it's our first. It's kind of how it worked in history, you know? Start small. Eventually we get to the point where everything is good. And then our first loop will be... we could do that, probably. That probably works. Figure out a place to load the ore. This isn't much ore. We'll be okay. Alright, there we go. Messing with the headset controls for volume and whatnot. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we'll have to make a break in the walls. Right where the biters are attacking. This is why trains are a good idea. Watch this loop right back around into the iron and make the whole exercise pointless. They don't attack tracks, generally speaking. Of course, again, they also like to make me look like a fool on occasion, so maybe they'll take it up as a new hobby. Just especially for us. Man, fuck the biters. I make lots of jokes about how we're here invading their planet and taking their resources. It's not really like, you know, the historical parallels you could obviously draw from this situation. Especially since I'm an American. They're fucking... They behave like wild animals. Actually, they behave less intelligently than wild animals. Because a wild animal will know that if you get your ass kicked 400 times on the same wall, maybe you shouldn't go back and attack that same wall. Biters have yet to grasp such a fine mechanic. That's okay. Like I said, gates could be useful here. In fact, they will be. But it'll be okay. Mount some guns right here, just in case they decide. In fact, we can make like interior gun battery walls. Also, yes, I'm not switching to advanced oil processing even though I have it. That's because I'm elite. Let's just do for right now. This should be fine. Although also in the new patch, the biters get like spitters and ranged attackers and stuff, so that'll be fun. In any game, you never want to fight something called a spitter. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like a fun day for anybody. Looks like we're going for mediums. Except they can't reach. Great. Here. There we go. Some defenses. This will eventually be leading out as well to like other places. But for right now, holy shit, a rail loop. Not bad. Alright, we're over here. Let's switch. The thing is, advanced oil processing needs water, which is why I kept 2 of these slots open. I bet you they're the wrong 2. Watch. Switch over to advanced. Oh look, it's already happening. Looks like they're not going around. Very considerate of them. Oh, fucking biter bastards. Yeah, they could burn in hell. Advanced oil processing needs water. Yeah. Although it won't look as even, but this works. Except for the part of me not being able to fucking get anywhere. But there's ways to solve that. Even something like this. Just so I can get in. Now we do it like that. Yeah. Closest body of water. I don't know. I'm sure there's an existing water pump system, but I'm just gonna make a new one. Actually, this is a joyous day. Railroads, robots, cool shit is happening. Once again, I'm building right in the way of where my factory is supposed to be going. This is because I'm good. Now, the average Factorio player wouldn't do such a thing. That's because they're not as good as I am. Here. Alright, it's going. Why aren't you? Alright, there we go. Alright, advanced oil processing, which just is better. It just distributes things better. You'll notice the products are way more petroleum. It helps. It helps balance shit. Petroleum gas is what you want. Are you robots always so slow, or something wrong? It feels like they're moving in slow motion when I watch them, but they haven't been upgraded, so I guess that makes sense. Whatever. One nice thing about the upgraded system is I can just... but I need to leave room to walk, too. But one nice thing about robotics is, even now, if I'm like, look, everything's in the system, everything's being made. I just want you to make some new solar panel stuff, like... I can't even shoot when I have blueprints out. That's a bit of a shame. Okay, give me... do that. And it'll eventually do it. Except lights aren't in the network, but I can provide the lights. That's no sweat. We can do the other things. And I can provide a connection to the rest. Now see, it doesn't have the materials now, but it will. And it will build them. And it'll just do what I say. Pick up some more plastic, because the way my factory works, I have to handcraft advanced circuits a lot, which is, as you can see, unspeakably painful to do by hand. Okay. I'm gonna grab some construction robots. They're not doing a lot, just sitting around here. Now we have construction robots. We have the ingredients. I just told it to make one storage chest, and that's what it's doing. Suffering. Okay. Let's finish out this. At least get one train going and get the. At least get the like the infrastructure for a train going. Right through all this stone. Okay, this looks good. Now let's test it. See how it goes. Also, yes, you can drive over train tracks, fortunately. Okay, diesel locomotive. Now we put in just a stack of coal. Alright. Go! And a train, especially when there's nothing hooked up to it, goes fucking wicked fast. Alright, the entire loop is looking good. The only issue is stopping when you've got to this speed. You kind of gotta let it come to a gradual stop. Although I guess if you don't have any cargo wagons attached, it doesn't matter that much. There we go. It works. Proof of concept. The station will be here. It'll be a little awkward to place certain stuff. It's beeping, but it'll have the stuff eventually. Stop. Stop! Obey me, damn you! They're attacking all along that fucking wall. They really hate us. And our freedoms. Well, I hate them too. The feeling is mutual, don't worry. The only issue will be... Well, there'll be a couple issues with what we're doing, but... we'll be okay. I can set this thing to automatically go back and forth between stations. These are named after, like, contributors to the project and stuff, as you can imagine. I'm just gonna set it to go on an auto run. Also, yes, this thing will fucking kill you if if it runs into you on the track. Like, if you're on the track and you get hit full speed by a train, you will die hard. Unless you have like maximum level. Interesting beeping noise. You can change the name of the stations, but I probably won't. Those guys contributed fair and square. Those individuals. Okay, fuel. Right here. It's the most direct. It's the one that will have me be arsed the least. Right here. Because all we need is this. There we go. And, of course, we put the effectivity module in so it doesn't offend the biters quite as much. Notice there is no defenses down here. We really need there to be. Now, when it comes here, it will be automatically refueled. Just like that. The arm will just put it in. There we go. And then the cargo wagons, as you can imagine, will be attached right behind. Just like this. Alright. That's a train. You can actually have train engines like it both halves and do away with the stupid loops. I won't go into why, but there's reasons to make it like it is. Also, one thing I didn't think about too much is the, what the hell? Do you see? My brain is collapsing in on it. Okay. Solar panels are slowly being made. Okay, one thing of note is that the radars are giving an independent field of vision, like a real-time update, as opposed to the player. It's actually a wider area too. So we can set up a radar here, maybe one down here. And, you know, it'll tell us what's happening. Also, walls. Fuck it, give me walls. I won't feel good building all this if the biters are just gonna fuck it up, and they will. They always fuck it up. Oh, but I'll show them. Them and their little dog. Yeah, after a certain point, you go from, you know, making jokes about how the biters are really the ones who should be winning to, just hating the little bastards when they fuck something up of yours. Even a small thing. Can I shoot the fish? I can shoot fish! Yeah, fuck your environment. Such a waste. Needless waste. Welcome back to Needless Waste with me! But here, at least we've scoped out some ground. Put up more perimeter walls. Tightening our defenses. See, like I said, this is a fairly defensible location because we have natural barriers we can use to help. And I just so happen to be in possession of a large amount of laser turrets. Just in case they come down here. Which they very well might someday. That'll be annoying. I forgot. There's an optimal spacing for this so that the turrets can like support each other. I don't know. This is okay. Let's kind of string it along like this, I suppose. There, yeah. And then, you know, smaller poles here, as appropriate. A place to use the smaller poles just to cut down on the amount of steel you use a little bit, which is handy. Okay, we're good to go. Another place has been fortified for the glory of humanity. We've made trains and shit. That's good. I'm out of lights. I can barely make any more. Wow. That's not a normal... I mean, it lasts for a while because you don't use it, like, all the time. But yeah, I think this is decent. We've set up the actual train. We'll do the loading and unloading in the mining terminals next time, but I'm decently happy with our progress. We have, you know, a train and shit. Good work, everyone. Oh, and, like, tier 3 oil, whatever. You know.